He's a trusted friend of our firm. And Steve, I don't know how we got a picture of your building without snow on it, but welcome, Steve Finlay.
Thank you, Adam. Thanks for the kind words.
Now that you know the players, gang, let's kick off by asking Steve Finlay, the Ward's Dealer Business Magazine editor, to give his always excellent report on the car business from a special vantage point in the Motor City. Steve Finlay, imported from Detroit. Steve, can you give us a few minutes?
Sure can. And, you know, obviously on a lot of people's minds, the disaster-related Japanese inventory shortages, which are very real, 17% drop in available Asian inventory. Dealers held 185,000 fewer cars in April than March, and a 54-day supply is pretty, you know, unhealthily low. And this whole thing reminds us how interdependent and global the auto industry is, that something like this could affect it across the board. But some things that are similar in terms of inventory issues are not disaster related. For instance, some domestic automakers, notably GM, are still struggling to meet market demands for some of their strong sellers anyways, with the Chevy Equinox as an example. What that tells us is the industry hasn't totally figured out how to balance manufacturing levels to meet needs. And ideally, you want to know how many vehicles to make and how many not to make across the entire line. We're just not there yet. But the irony with that, and then the Japanese tsunami earthquake tragedy, is there's this irony that people are finally buying cars again, or wanting to buy cars, and we don't have many of the cars they want to buy. And so this industry never ceases to amaze me. And some analysts are predicting a spike in sales later this year, and if that happens, automakers and suppliers will really be jammed to ramp up production to meet those demands. And then secondly, and real quickly, just a sales outlook, Ward's is looking at about 13 million for 2011. The seasonally adjusted annual rate, or SAR they call it, was at that for the first 4 months of the year. Then came the tsunami, and the resulting inventory shortages have brought the SAR down, and will bring it down this summer. Now, Ward's is expecting that to trend back up towards the end of the year. Some analysts have lowered their predicted sales numbers. We haven't. We're sticking to lucky 13 million. But it's still a soft market compared to past trend levels. Okay, 13 million sounds good compared to 2009, the year from hell when auto sales were 10 million units. But 13 million doesn't sound good compared to 16 million sales of the last decade, and years in the last decade. And finally, the new healthy trend level is that people want to hit is about 16 million, at least for the near future. About 10 years ago, even 16 million was considered an off year. That was back when annual sales were hitting 17 million. But there was an unhealthiness to those 17 million. Automakers were pushing cars on the market that didn't really want them, and then incentivizing them and losing money on them. So if we hit 17 million anytime soon, it will be because we've gone back to making the same push production mistakes of the past, and we don't want to do that. So let's hope for a sweet 16 million where automakers and dealers too are making money, not losing on their sales. That's it.
Well said, Steve Finlay. Thank you. Wow. And so 16 million is the new 17 million. That's what we can take away from it.
Exactly.